Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm fine. Took me 2 solid hours to write my 8 sequences, but that's it was good.
Excellent. And how did you find the writing process? Do you think that you got the hang of the structure?
Well, I hope so, but it was interesting. I was surprised at how much I remembered, and I was also surprised at how much I still needed to look up. So that's how
Yeah.
it goes.
Well, that's something that's going to continue for the rest of the time that you teach in Spanish. And it's a
Yes.
continual process, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, it's good. It's good to keep learning. So yeah.
Mhm. Excellent. How are you today, Tori?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
How did your writing in Spanish go last night?
Really good. I was proud of myself.
Good. Excellent.
Really, I feel very confident. Don't ask me to teach it all, but like I feel very confident.
Well, that's the first step, isn't it? Is composing something that works for you.
Yeah.
And the next part of the challenge is actually teaching that.
Yeah, and I already keep my languaging like pretty simple anyway, so pretty much everything that I wrote out, I was able to like translate into some way, and I'm like, oh, this like sounds like me. Like this would translate to what I would normally say. So that felt great start.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
really interesting because I provide a lot of detail in my teaching. It's a relatively slow
That's
uh,
awesome.
type of class, and so I really had to edit out mentally a lot of stuff.
Economy of language.
I still don't feel it sounds like me. It sounds like a simplification, but that's a good thing. It's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I think you'll find, Helen, that with time, you'll gain that confidence back again. So if I
Hi,
actually
good
think
morning.
that it's easier in a way to teach slower and slightly more technical classes than it is to teach like a fast flow. Because I find that you've got to think so quickly when you're kind of guiding a fast flow with the breath.
Yes.
Mm.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Kelly.
guys. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, Mercy. Good.
All right.
Hi, Helen. Hi, Tori. Hola, Miqueli, ¿cómo estás?
Kelly, ¿sí puede escuchar?
Kelly, ¿puedes escucharnos?
Además nos tienen, tiene el volumen muy bajo.
Sí, ahí lo voy a escribir porque estaba hablando con ella.
Ah, listo.
Yeah. Good. Hi, Sarah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Hi.
Hi,
Good morning,
Kelita.
Kelly.
Do you read my WhatsApp?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, that's why I turn it on.
Yes, it is.
Perfect.
Cool. Perfect.
So we'll just give people a couple more moments to log on.
Of course.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So how did people find the homework last night, writing their sequences? Did people get on okay?
It was interesting. My boyfriend's from Venezuela. Well, his family is. And so I was like, let me teach you this class really quick. Like, see what happens. He doesn't do yoga, so it was entertaining. I was like, I don't know if it's just that bad or I don't know. So it was interesting.
I mean, what you've got to remember there is you're teaching a class to a total beginner, and in English, that would be challenging by itself, right? So obviously, if you've just created like a flow with the breath, you're not going to expect a beginner to understand what chaturanga and what up dog is. So, yeah. So I think you always need to be a little bit easier on yourself for that. Good morning, Phoenix.
Can you see me? My video's frozen.
We can see you fine, yeah.
What am I doing now?
You're waving around doing a funky dance.
Oh, weird. Let me see if I could reload the app.
Very cool. So let's see, we've got Jackie, we've got Tori, we've got Sarah, we've got Brenda, we've got, do we have Brittany?
Right.
I don't think
Yeah, I'm
Brittany's
here.
there.
I'm here.
Oh yes, Brittany's there, great. We've got Helen, we've got Megan is not here yet, I don't think. Oh yes, Megan's here.
Yes.
Great. Do we have Selena? Yes. We have Veronica is not here yet. Yoga Lover is joining. Who is that? I'm guessing that's Andrea.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Good morning, Yoga
Yes.
Lover.
Yes. Yoga lover. Hi, yoga lover.
Stanley isn't able to make it today. Do we have Samantha?
Sam? Me?
Good
Yes,
morning.
Sam.
How are you doing?
No one calls me
We're
Samantha.
missing Kate Casey, I think, and we have Phoenix. All right, great. So welcome to class. Good morning, Andrea. How are you today? Can Andrea hear us, I wonder?
Yes.
Hi, good morning.
Great, awesome. So I thought what we could start with this morning is present ourselves to one another, so that we can all get to know one another a little. So I'll invite
Megan.
okay.
Yes.
So I think Megan's going to log back in again. So I'll invite, first of all, Jamie, then Kelly, then Andrea to present themselves. And then each person can present themselves briefly to our teaching team. So Jamie, would you like to start off? Maybe
Yes.
who you are, what it is that you do in Flying Tree, and we'll take things from
Yes, of course. So, good morning, girls, beautiful girls. I see you all here. So, my name is Jamie. I'm the flying yoga teacher of Ashtanga and Power Yoga. So, I'm from Peru, but in this moment I live here in Medellin. So, thank you for sharing with us and share this moment with love and I'm very acceptation here.
All right.
Jamie,
Yes. Hi, Helen.
I'm wondering if you could draw the curtain a little bit back. It's hard to see your face.
Okay, for the light. Yeah, okay.
I'm enjoying that light flowing in, but I'd like to see your face better.
Yeah. So, wait me a minute, please.
Kelly.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly. I'm a yoga teacher at Flying Tree.
So, can you see my face a little better?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, yes. So we have how many girls here? Oh my God, a lot of girls here. So, yes. So thank you so much for sharing with us and sharing this Spanish course that if you take this class with discipline, so you see that the results in your practice.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. Kelly.
Okay, again, I'm Kelly. Nice to meet you all. I'm a teacher at Flying Tree. I teach in Spanish and English, all of the styles, like relaxing, basics, and vinyasa. I've been teaching in Flying Tree for I think 3 years now. I'm originally from Venezuela. And what I like about this journey is that I can get the chance to meet all beautiful people like you and help you with your journeys too. And Luna is here.
Luna is Andrea's dog, for those of you who don't know.
Yes.
Oh.
I feel grateful with Andrew and all of you that we can build this space online, because normally we do it at the studio and we host people in the space, and it's so nice to always meet new people. But yeah, I'm happy to help you at anything that you need while you're here with us.
Thank you, Kelly. Andrea.
Hi, ladies. Welcome. So this is Luna. She wanted me to pick her up. When she sees me on the computer, she's like wanting to do something. And when I'm doing yoga and teaching online, that's when she brings all the toys. It's quite funny. Welcome, everyone. So nice to see everyone's face. Thank you. Thank you for believing in the program online. I mean, it is under special circumstances that we are all going through this together, and so it's nice to be able to connect this way. My name's Andrea. I grew up in the States and I moved back to Colombia. I was born here and I moved back 7 years ago, believe it or not. Quite crazy when you think about time. And yeah, so I've been with Flying Tree since the beginning, and I help Andrew with the Spanish courses. I teach in Spanish. Maybe you've seen some of my yoga basic classes on Facebook. I know some of you have been trying to log in, and apparently the volume is quite low. Facebook sometimes is quite difficult to work with. Yeah, and so welcome. We're here to help you grow in your Spanish language. And I think one of you, Veronica, she seems familiar. Is she in Medellin, Andrew? Veronica, or no?
Yes,
Are you?
there's been.
Yes,
I am still in
okay,
Medellin.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
I was
I'm
like, I
actually
think you
in
went
Santa
to.
Elena.
Oh, awesome. Because I'm like, she looks familiar. I think she went to one of my classes.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah. So welcome, everyone. And it's female power with Andrew. Nice.
Yes.
We do have one
One guy.
other guy, but he's not here today.
Where is he? Nice to have some masculine energy as
Yeah,
well.
Stanley. Yeah. All right, perfect. So yeah, let's go around and introduce ourselves. Maybe we can start with, well, since you've been presenting yourself, Veronica, maybe you can present yourself to Kelly and Jamie as well, and then we'll go around.
Sounds good. So my name is Veronica. I'm from Canada. I came to Medellin for an event which got canceled the day after I got here and was originally supposed to be here for 10 days. And when the whole COVID thing happened, I decided that I wasn't done with Colombia and decided to stay here. This was one of the reasons as well. I really wanted to take this course, and I had met Andrea and I had met Andrew and really connected with you guys and your energy and the yoga studio. So I wanted to further that experience. So I decided to stay here and found myself a little house in Santa Elena where I get to practice, which is great. I have a neighbor who's into yoga and Reiki and things like that, and she doesn't speak a word of English. So I've had a really great opportunity to practice my yoga classes with her in English and Spanish. And yeah, that's about that.
Thanks, Veronica. Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm from England, but I live in Spain. And I teach yoga here in English, but I also try and teach a little bit in Spanish for people who are not confident in their English. And I would like to eventually be able to teach fully in Spanish. So yeah, this is the most perfect course to help me with that.
Thank you so much, Sam. Casey isn't here, I don't think. So Phoenix.
Good morning. I'm Phoenix, and I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts on the East Coast. I currently stay in Hawaii. I've been living here teaching yoga, and I'm really also excited to see everybody come together and continue the things that we are working towards our goals. So thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you, Phoenix. All right, Jackie.
All right, hola todos. I'm Jackie. I'm from Colorado. Right now we have 8 to 12 inches of snow. So I don't know why I mentioned that. I just felt like I needed to, so y'all feel sorry for me. I teach yoga. I love yoga. I've lived in Valencia, Spain. I lived in Santiago, Chile, and so I love Spanish. And so that's why I'm here, to kind of marry the two. And it's fun, even though it's all virtual, it's fun getting to know other people who have those same two passions. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. Tori.
Awesome. Hi. Thank you to the 3 teachers for joining us today. I'm really excited to learn from you guys. I live in San Diego, teach yoga full-time, and have been teaching for 5 years. Living the dream, Southern California, teaching yoga. And even though I'm inside, I'm still teaching online. And with being in San Diego, there is a lot of Spanish speakers, both native and first generation, and I want to speak to them. I think that they are a community that could benefit a lot from yoga and wellness, and not even just here in the States, but even globally. So I'm so excited to learn this skill. It's been really, really fun. And thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tori. Sarah May.
Hello, I'm Sarah May. I'm also from Boston, Massachusetts. So,
Hey!
but I live in Austin, Texas right now, and I've been going back and forth to southern Baja Sur in Mexico a lot, and was planning to move there this summer permanently. So who knows with the COVID how that's going to work out. But I teach yoga here full-time in Austin, and I teach yoga in English in Mexico, but really want to branch out and be able to teach in Spanish, and just want to learn Spanish in general and get better at Spanish in general. And then I'd love to be able to teach yoga in Spanish, because I don't want to be limited to just the expat community. I want to, reach everyone. So, yeah, that's about it.
Thank you, Sarah May. Brenda.
Hi, I'm Brenda, and I live in Panama City. I teach yoga and Qigong here, and I often have to teach in Spanish at festivals, and I have to do a lot of bilingual classes. When I have a student, I do yoga therapy, and I have a student who speaks English, but the nurse only speaks Spanish. So I just find I need the confidence that this course is already giving me to be able to do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brenda. Brittany.
Hello, I'm Brittany. I'm also originally from the States, but I currently live in Barcelona, Spain. I spent 1.5 years in Mexico and made some friends, local friends who knew English, so I did most of my yoga classes in English, but then towards the end, they were like, come on, let's do it in Spanish. And I was like, okay, you're gonna have to help me because I don't know lots of these words, but we'll try. And then I did also have a few people come up to me just like, hey, can you teach me yoga in Spanish? And I was like, I can try. So yeah, this is definitely something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I agree with Brenda. I feel like even in 3 days, I feel like 1,000 times better. Like I would feel much better going outside and being like, who wants to learn yoga? Let's do it. So yeah, thank you teachers for being here to help today. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Who's coming next? Helen.
Okay, well, my journey is, I suspect, a lot different than most of you young folks, because I started doing yoga and I was a student for 40 years. I started doing it in England when it was just kind of the type of yoga that we do together now, coming to the West. And I did yoga as it was, I saw it sort of transform from Iyengar yoga only into all the, a yoga studio on every other block and all the different types of styles that started coming forward. So, but all that time I was a student. And I'm just turning 69. So about 10 years ago, after practicing for about 40 years off and on, I thought I would get my, I would study to teach. And that was going to be what I did in my retirement years. And so I have been teaching for about 10 years. I don't teach in yoga studios so much as I teach in community centers. And also I'm now living in Parry Sound, a small town in North Ontario. And the yoga scene, the types of students that I teach are not sort of yoga people. These are people that generally come to yoga because they have a problem of some kind. Their doctor has told them that they should try to, there's no medical thing that can be done, and they don't go to yoga to get cured, but they might be able to feel better. So it's a really different type of yoga that well, it's all the same, but at the same time, the types of people that I teach are not necessarily people who have made yoga into kind of a lifestyle type of thing. So hope is, again, in the retirement, I love studying languages, and as part of what I'm hoping to do is go to someplace warm and teach for 3 months, preferably someplace Spanish speaking. So, and even if I don't do that, I'm really enjoying the language and sort of seeing the discipline, which I love so much, through another culture's eyes and experience. Sorry if I've belabored that, but that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Helen. Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I'm also from Austin. I've been here about 11 years and have been teaching for about 6. I started with Vinyasa and then Kundalini, and then now I'm like very much in the Yin vibe. So I have been speaking Spanish for a long time, and that's what I studied in college. I lived in Costa Rica and I've lived in Brazil. Spanish and Portuguese they're both like love languages of mine. And I have wanted to teach, this is Raja, by the way. I wanted to teach yoga in Spanish and live in a Spanish-speaking country for a long time, like as long as I've remembered, and was very actively seeking out living in Mexico City, and I had found a studio there to learn under, but I moved in with my grandma to help her with her husband who had Alzheimer's. And so I've been keeping the Spanish alive as much as I can, but I set the intention this year to really dive deep into learning in some capacity how to teach in Spanish, and Flying Tree has been like the perfect outlet. And I actually had emails from Andrew like years ago of like me thinking of traveling there, and it just didn't work out yet. I'm sorry, Raj, it's not time yet, okay? But this kind of like came at the perfect time, and I work at a middle school that is predominantly Spanish speaking, and so most of the parents don't have any English, and a lot of the kids are dual, and so I really want to help them and translate the like mindfulness and the working with stress and with health and with your body, and kind of like bridge that gap in understanding. And it's funny, I like feel confident in Spanish and I feel confident in yoga, but like I don't feel confident with those two together yet. So this is a really great way to build that direction and feel strong in all of that. So yeah, I'm very thankful.
Thank you so much, Megan. Selena.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Selena. I lived in Mexico City from 2008 to 2015, where I worked as a psychotherapist with clients working in Spanish and an educator working with students from elementary, middle, and high school in English. I started practicing yoga while I was an undergrad, 2001. and didn't get my official teacher trainings done until I moved to New York, where I live now. I got my 200-hour taken care of in 2017, and then immediately started working on my 300-hour. And I have been teaching as a small part of my overall path towards right livelihood. My main job takes me to Latin America quite a bit. I do outreach and recruitment in a few countries in Latin America, and love Medellin, and was planning to be there for this in-person one, because I'm hoping to continue to find a way to bring together my work as a therapist and a yoga teacher and serve communities in English and Spanish.
Thank you so much, Selena. And Casey, I believe you're with us now.
Hi, I'm Casey. I currently live in Santa Barbara, California, and was looking for something to fill up my time because I was let go of my position at a college, which is okay because I'm helping my daughter with all of her schoolwork now. I have a 200-hour that I got in 2011, and I teach, very part-time, like one class a week, and I sub. But I'm thinking maybe when things kind of normalize, I'll start teaching more. I see a big gap. I mean, there's an abundance of holistic wellness practitioners, whether it's yoga or massage therapists in Santa Barbara, but not many offerings in Spanish. And there's a huge Spanish-speaking community here, depending on the neighborhood area. So it would be nice to start some classes at some of the local yoga studios, and there's definitely a need. So hopefully I can feel confident enough in another month and to start my own Spanglish class.
All right. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do today is we're going to split into 3 groups, and each group will work with one of our teachers. The idea is that you'll have around about 15 to 20 minutes per person to go through the Spanish that you composed last night, to ask any questions that you might have. And then we're going to meet in just over an hour's time, around about 12:30. We're going to split off into small groups and do a little bit of teaching for one another as well. So I've already made some breakout rooms. Does anybody have any questions before we split off into those rooms and get going?
Should we, I'm sitting at a desk. I can move to where I can do yoga. Do you want us to, what would you suggest?
I'm going to leave that up to the individual teachers to decide, but I imagine that probably for the first part where you're working through your sequences, probably a desk would be a better option. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. Well done, everybody. So I'm going to split you into rooms now, so you should see a little prompt coming up on your screen to click whenever you're ready. And Helen, if you have issues with the room, oh no, we're all good. Finally, it seems to work.
Hi, Andrew.
I'm just here as a silent witness.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, so let me see. Jackie.
Yep.
Megan. The other two I don't remember.
Sorry, I'm Selena. I'm sorry, my thing just shows a letter.
Selena, and
I'm Brenda. It says B, Lyons.
Brenda. Okay. Just want to make sure I know everyone's name. So how's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling this morning? We're in different time zones.
Very good.
Yeah, for some reason my headphones, I don't know what happened to them. So I'm back on the computer. So you were, what were you guys working on a sequence? You had to write a sequence, or you had to choose a couple of postures?
We were supposed to write a sequence of 6 to 8 postures or something like that. each 10 postures, and then a few cues for each posture in Spanish.
Okay. And moving so on. Hi, Andrew. Okay, who wants to start then?
I wouldn't mind starting because I had a question about how to phrase something in the sequence that I chose.
Okay.
Anyway, for that reason only.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a pose in English. We would call it little boat.
Little boat. Okay.
Little boat. So here's what I've written, and I'll show you. You'll see the question when it comes up. So
okay.
It's acostamos, acostamos, bajamos nos cuerpos. So
okay.
Do we need to say both those things, or is acostamos enough?
No, you have to say nos because it's a reflexive verb because we are.
Okay, so
laying down. So nos acostamos.
Nos acostamos, yes.
Mm-hmm. And the second phrase was, can you repeat it?
Bajamos nos cuerpos.
No, then bajamos nuestro, like nuestro cuerpo.
So you would do the singular, nuestro cuerpo?
You can do both.
Okay, okay. Thank you. And you can say, so nos acostamos is not enough. You would also then say, bajamos nuestro cuerpo, or is acostamos enough?
It's enough. But you have to say in which way.
Al tierra? Would you need to say that?
Yeah, but we can face down, like on our backs or on our bellies.
Okay, so it would be acostamos al, the word for back. Sorry, I can't think of it.
So Helen, do you remember yesterday we learned boca arriba and boca abajo?
Abajo, okay, so could it be nos acostamos abajo?
So, you have to say boca.
Pardon me?
You have to say boca abajo.
But the question is, are you lying on your belly or are you lying on your back?
You're lying on your back.
Then in that case, it would be boca arriba, literally your mouth upwards.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, think about where your mouth is, and then you decide whether it's facing up or down.
Good, okay, thank you.
Tell me the same sequence in Spanish.
Okay. I did not want to go first.
We believe in you. You can totally do it.
Yes.
All right. So just those cues, or do you want me to give like the full multiple cues that I wrote down?
Yes, of course. Okay.
Okay. Empezamos en el asiento. First question: does that translate properly to start in a seat?
Okay. So yes, because if you say we'll start in the sitting pose, yes, so you can say empezamos sentados.
Okay.
Empezamos sentados en vez de empezamos en el asiento. Empezamos sentados. So we start the practice sitting on the mats, for example, no? So you can say empezamos sentados.
Okay, awesome. Empezamos en el asiento. Alargamos la columna.
Cool.
Relajamos los hombros hacia abajo.
Relajamos los hombros hacia abajo. Relajamos.
Relajamos.
Exacto.
Okay. Inhalamos, levantamos los brazos sobre la cabeza.
Nice.
Exhalamos, colocamos las manos en el mat y vamos a 4 puntos de apoyo.
Nice. The table pose.
Yes. I really like that. Inhalamos. This is a hard one for me to pronounce. Inhalamos, arqueamos.
Exacto.
Arqueamos el torso y miramos hacia arriba.
Cool.
Exhalamos, redondeamos la espalda y flexionamos el mentón hacia el pecho. Repetimos 2 más.
Ujú.
Inhalamos, presionamos las manos en el suelo y
Ujú.
estiramos los dedos.
Ujú.
Exhalamos, llevamos las caderas hacia arriba y atrás.
Ujú.
And then a couple cues in down dog. Alargamos la columna hacia arriba al techo. Miramos hacia atrás entre las rodillas.
Ujú. Cool.
And I even wrote down, respiramos.
Ujú.
Breathe.
Ujú, ujú, breathe.
Inhalamos, miramos las manos.
Ajá.
Exhalamos, damos un paso hacia adelante, el mat.
Ujú.
Inhalamos, colocamos las palmas en las espinillas y enderezamos la espalda. Exhalamos, nos doblamos. Inhalamos, elevamos los brazos hacia arriba.
Ujú.
That's what
Cool.
I.
Nice. Cool.
Sounds
So,
great.
yes, it's perfect. So, when you say the finally tip quote, sorry, so you can say estiramos los brazos, and then your student never stay here. So you can then finish, and then relax and hands together, manos juntas, and you finish your sequence. Cool. Very, very, very exciting. Yes.
Thank you.
Just one very small thing to interject there. Remember that it's las manos, not los manos.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think most of those you need to change there.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, is everyone ready? Ready. Yeah?
All right.
Jack, Brenda, awesome. All right, so lead us whenever you're ready. And I may interrupt, okay? Just to
Correct.
clarify certain things.
Okay, thank you. Bueno, comenzamos en su casa, ¿no? Sentados sobre el tapete. Enraiza el coxis en la tierra y endereza la columna hacia el cielo. Juntamos las palmas enfrente del pecho, los dedos pulgares tocando el esternón. Respira, creciendo y alargando la espalda con cada inhalación, enraizando cada vez más con la exhalación. Con la próxima inhalación, rotamos los hombros hacia arriba y con la exhalación rotamos los hombros hacia atrás y extendemos los brazos hacia afuera colocando los dedos en el piso. Inhala y crece hacia arriba. Exhala y camina los dedos lo más lejos que se puede. Inhala y levanta el brazo de la mano derecha. Perdón. One second. Okay, let's go back. Just two hands out. Dedos en el piso, por favor. Inhala y crece hacia arriba. Exhala y camina los dedos de la mano derecha lo más lejos que se puede. Inhala y levanta el brazo izquierdo hacia el cielo. Respira, abriendo todo el posterior del cuerpo.
Abriendo, abriendo la parte posterior del cuerpo.
Abriendo la parte posterior del cuerpo.
So the back body.
Y alargando los costados. Con la siguiente exhalación, volvemos al centro. Inhala, creciendo hacia arriba. Exhala y vamos al otro lado, caminando los dedos izquierdos hacia afuera. Inhala y levanta la mano derecha hacia arriba. Exhala y relaja el hombro. Respira. Con la próxima exhalación, bajamos el brazo derecho, volvemos al centro. Inhala creciendo. Exhala y caminamos los dedos hacia el frente hasta levantar la cadera y vamos a la mesa neutral sobre 4 puntos de apoyo. Alineamos los hombros sobre las muñecas y las caderas sobre las rodillas. Con los pies en el corredor. Inhala y arqueamos la espalda, viendo hacia arriba en la vaca. Exhala y redondeamos la columna en el gato. Continúa inhalando hacia arriba, exhalando hacia abajo. Con la próxima exhalación, regresamos a la mesa neutral. Y con la inhalación, separa las rodillas al ancho del tapete, juntando los dedos gordos de los pies.
Okay, this was a question. Can you say inhala la pierna derecha? Like, could you use, because in English I say, like, inhale your arm. Does that make sense, or do you need a verb?
You need a verb.
Okay.
You need to say what to do with the arm or the leg.
Okay, so you could say inhala y what would you say? Elevamos la pierna derecha y mantenemos la cadera derecha hacia la tierra. That makes sense? Okay.
Yeah.
Exhalamos y colocamos el pie entre las manos. Las manos. Las manos. Y inhalamos y elevamos el torso. Los dedos de manos hacia el cielo.
Los dedos de las manos.
De las manos. Okay, de las manos. Okay, y la palabra para high lunge, or
The same like down dog. Entonces, tú puedes decir, yo le digo lanza.
Lanza.
O hay gente que le dice guerrero 1 igual.
Okay.
Even though you have the heel up, there's people that say warrior 1.
Okay.
So it will depend what do you like the most. I say lanza for that posture.
L-A-N-Z-Z-A.
También
Okay, write it down.
dice Anjaneyasana, ¿no? Que usa...
Yo uso Anjaneyasana con la rodilla en el suelo.
Ah, ya.
Ella está con el high lunge.
Okay.
Es difícil en español.
Es como yo le estaba diciendo que a veces las posturas cambian de nombre dependiendo del país.
Sí.
If, for example, if you're in a community that you're teaching Spanish but people know English, you can say high lunge.
Yeah, okay.
Like do Spanglish.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so en la lanza activamos la pierna detrás y elevar el talón y todos los dedos de los pies hacia el inicio del mat.
Okay. Elevamos el talón. Y when you say todos los dedos de los pies miran hacia el inicio del mat. Like,
miran, okay.
Miran hacia el inicio del mat.
Okay. Okay, so you always need a real verb in there. Okay.
Instead of mira, could we say also apuntada?
Apuntamos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you just said miran.
Excuse me?
But did you say miran? Like in
mirar is like look.
But because I thought we were just using miramos like
miramos.
The we. Okay.
Oh, but she's saying, I'm trying to say your toes. Los dedos de los pies miran. Like your toes face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's hard when let me think, when it's in plural.
I feel like apuntada works better because you're pointing. Your toes are pointing forward. So los dedos de los pies apuntada hacia arriba.
But then it's not apuntada, it's apuntan.
Apuntan.
Mm-hmm.
Apuntan o miran. Okay.
Because when we talk about the we form, it's about the whole sentence. Mm-hmm. But then she's trying to explain specific things. Mm-hmm. So it's harder. Like when we were talking about sentimos que masajeamos la pelvis, you don't say las, I mean, because there's only one pelvic. Mm-hmm. You know, that's only one area. So you have to figure out how to build the whole sentence that makes sense, you know?
Right. Because it's all the toes, they are pointing.
Yeah, exactly. But you are talking in the we form when she started to build a high lunge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Muy complicado.
I know. For me, it's easier to teach in English after 2 years, because it's all straightforward.
Straightforward in English.
Yeah. In Spanish, it's more blah, 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 blah.
Yes. Feminine, masculine, there's so many different levels and so many different options of words that we can use. Yes. In English, there's like one word. In Spanish, there's like 4.
Yes. So just stick with one at the beginning, the one that you remember, like apuntamos or apuntan, and then then I can say this in miram, other thing. Maybe it's not the same meaning, but it's like people will understand the same.
Right.
Okay. It's at the ceremony, everything of that.
Yeah, I just had the last thing was just inhala aquí y alargamos la columna.
Mm-hmm. Perfecto.
Okay.
Can I just jump in and say one small thing? It's a good idea to try and create consistency in the person that you're using in the verbs. Because if you say inhala, you're talking to one person. And then suddenly in the next word, you're using subimos or levantamos, and it's everyone. So that sounds kind of odd to a Spanish-speaking ear. It's best to do one or the other. Say inhala y sube las manos, or inhalamos y subimos las manos.
Yeah. Okay. When the first actions. First actions always in plural, in the we form.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
And just to clarify, so the first action is in the plural form, but to get away from us, we can use le, we can use the article le or el or la as well for the, move the pelvis, the equivalent in Spanish. Can we do that?
Can you repeat it? Sorry, I hear it.
Just from the example from when I was doing it, sentimos que masajamos la pelvis en la tierra. So there you use the pelvis. It's not your pelvis, our pelvis, a pelvis. It's the article. Is just to keep it simpler. You can use the article is really my question.
So one thing that I've noticed in Spanish is that there's not the same need in Spanish to always use words like my or your or ours, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was asking, actually.
Right. So it's quite common in Spanish just to say the. So for example, relajamos la cabeza or rotamos los hombros. You don't need to say rotamos nuestros hombros. That's not necessary. Because people get, you're not going to start relaxing the person next to you's head, right? They'll understand what you're trying to say.
Thank you. Yeah.
Who wants to continue?
Sure. So I'm doing Upavish.
Little dog, they love stay under my seat. So if you stay in word 2, no, because you say and then
Turn your foot,
turn your foot. Yes, turn your right back foot, and then you can say lleva el pie derecho in front of the mat, no? Se lleva el pie derecho hacia tu mat o adelante del mat.
Otra
So
vez.
from word 2, yes. So from word 2, you can say and then move your right foot in front of the mat.
Ah, okay.
¿No? Entonces lleva el pie derecho al principio de tu mat. And then from here, and then return to warrior 3. Y de acá regresa guerrero 3. O nuevamente warrior 3.
Ah, okay.
So from this position is, who is the next? Chair pose, Utkatasana. What do you, because I stay in warrior 3. And then?
Then we go back to the knee bent thing. So you stand up, bring your right knee in front of you.
Right knee?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
This.
so. Yeah.
Okay. And then?
And then we're done. Then exhale and relax.
Okay, cool. So for warrior 3, for warrior 2, lift your right heel or eleva el pie derecho and then move your right foot in front of the mat. Then return to warrior 3 and then we finish embracing your right knee bending. Entonces puedes decir en español, de guerrero 2, eleva el talón derecho, lift your right heel, then move your right foot in front of the mat, lleva el pie derecho al principio del mat, and then, después, return to warrior 3, regresa a guerrero 3. And then we finish, y al final, concluimos, abrazando la rodilla derecha, embrace your right knee. And then, Tadasana, mountain pose.
Okay, muchas gracias.
Cool, so who is the next? Phoenix, cool. Your microphone is off, Phoenix.
Hello.
Hello.
So I felt more confident when we did the Spanish with my vocabulary, so I think that it's a little bit more elaborate, but I still try to keep it secret, simple.
Cool.
My English sequence, we begin in tabletop position or on four points. We inhale and drop the hips, pull the shoulders up and back and gazing towards the sky. We exhale and round the spine, tuck the chin towards your heart. We return to tabletop position. On the inhale, we raise the right arm towards the sky, gazing up towards the right hand. And on the exhale, I couldn't find the exact word for this, but what I was trying to say was that we sweep, or extending the right arm underneath the left armpit.
So is something like switch. So this is my little space in my house. So you can see my dog. Cool. So Michelle, so this is, I think you can say this, no? So from here, inhale, lift my right arm, and then, no? Something like this? Okay, cool. So you can say, and then lift your right arm,
And then move your right arm behind your left shoulder and extending both arms. So you need to say that both arms must be extending, because if you don't say that, probably your students think this. So this is the name of the aguacate from my house. So you can probably listen to him. So this lift your right arm and then moving your right arm behind your left shoulder, and you can place your right side of your face on the mat and extend your both arms. Cool. Nice. So next, for me it's more easy to practice with your sequence for understand a little more. So what's the next?
So will you say something like
horizontal? If you don't want to give a direction, that's fine. Lado horizontal o el lado largo del tapete también. Right? Like the longer side of your mat. El lado largo. Similar to Selena, elevamos los brazos por encima de la cabeza. Right? I think you said, elevamos los brazos hacia arriba por encima de la cabeza. Take hacia arriba out, because you're already directed, right, to bring your arms overhead. So elevamos los brazos por encima de la cabeza. Parte inferior de la espalda. ¿A qué te refieres con eso, Brenda?
Yeah, so just on kind of the sacrum, maybe I should have said that. Put it on the sacrum. Sacro. Sí, bueno, un poco más específico.
Exacto. O la zona lumbar. Right? O la... Come here, Luna. O la espalda baja.
And then I had one question. So when I said for undoing the hands, I said, soltamos las manos. Can you say deshaciendo las manos? But you're making the funny face, like it's funny sounding. I can't hear you.
It's a more complex way of saying it. Soltar, release. Keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. I mean, Andrew and I are taking a teacher training as well with this guy from Argentina, quite lovely guy. And he's just telling us, keep it simple, right? And that's the advice I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna transfer his knowledge to you guys. Keep the language simple so everyone can understand you, right?
Thank you.
And girls, Jackie, Selena, Megan, if you guys have a question or if there's something you didn't understand, right? Feel free to speak at any time, right? This is an open discussion.
Right.
Okay. All right, Megan, we're all yours.
Okay. Okay. Empezamos al inicio del mat. Inhalamos y plantamos los pies en la tierra. Observamos nuestra respiración. Cierran los ojos. Inhala y exhala. Inhalamos y abrimos las palmas y rotamos los hombros hacia adelante y atrás. Inhalamos y levantamos las manos al cielo. Alargamos el cuerpo y alineamos la respiración con los movimientos. Exhalamos y nos doblamos. Relajamos la cabeza al suelo. Mantenemos las rodillas flexionados. Nos mecemos lado por lado. Inhalamos y con columna recta traen sus dedos a las pantorrillas o rodillas. Subimos con el pecho y activamos el abdomen. Bueno. Exhalamos y colocamos las manos en el mat y damos un paso hacia atrás. Alineamos los hombros con las muñecas y bajamos al suelo, piernas activadas. Inhalamos y subimos al pecho en la cobra. Miramos al inicio del mat. Apretamos los omóplatos juntos. Alargamos el cuello. Exhalamos y vamos a 4 puntos de apoyo. Levantamos las caderas hacia arriba y atrás. Presionamos las manos en la tierra y relajamos los talones al suelo. Inhalamos y miramos al inicio del mat. Damos pasito a pasito hacia adelante. Activamos el abdomen y nos subimos vértebra a Tadasana. Inhalamos brazos al cielo y exhalamos palma a palma a su corazón. Tadasana. Y es todo.
Awesome. I forgot where you had flex something with rodillas, like masculine.
I had in Ardha Uttanasana, I had traen sus dedos a las pantorrillas o rodillas.
Mm-hmm.
And I also had, I think I know what you're talking about. En Uttanasana, mantenemos las rodillas flexionadas. I think I said los rodillas.
Yes.
Yeah, my lettering isn't clear.
Yeah, but masculine, feminine, it's always tricky, right? Always tricky. Because in English, we don't have such thing. In Spanish, very romantic, complex language, masculine, feminine, right? Read the last bit where you said, pasito por pasito, right? Read that.
Oh, yeah. Damos un pasito a pasito hacia adelante. Like take
little steps.
Like little steps instead of like lunging.
Entonces ahí puedes decir damos pequeños pasos hacia adelante.
Okay, pequeños pasos.
Like small steps, right? You can say, if you want to use the diminutive, which is pasitos, toma, mira hacia adelante, camina pasito a pasito.
Okay, camina.
Walk with small steps towards the front, right? It makes it just a little bit more clear.
Okay.
Very good.
Oh, I have a question actually. In Chaturanga, I said colocamos las manos en el mat. Could I also say colocamos las manos en la tierra? Like, okay. Because I use a lot in my English teaching, like metaphors to like earth. And I didn't know if that could translate or if that felt weird.
Oh, no, absolutely. It feels nice. And also, I mean, to change the language a bit, right? Instead of saying o colchoneta o tapete all the time, you can change it up and say la tierra. Empujamos la tierra.
Empujamos la tierra.
You know, and yesterday I heard Andrew say something like you can push against also. la tierra. You can say that, and I hadn't heard that before. Empujamos contra la tierra. Yes, and that's fine.
Empujamos contra la tierra, empujamos hacia la tierra, towards the earth. Empuja la tierra, push the earth, empujamos la tierra, right? And now you're using more like soft and nice and language, right? And if that's your style of teaching, then incorporate that in Spanish as well. Like you utilize, Megan, el cielo. Eleva los brazos hacia el cielo. Very good.
Thank you.
Any more questions for anyone else has a question on Megan's sequence or in general? If now we'll move on to Jack.
Yeah, so Megan, what did you say once we doblamos, we doblamos forward, then you said put your hands on your knees or your calves? Is that what you wanted to say?
Bring your fingers to your shins or your knees.
Okay, but is pantorrillas shins? I thought it was espinilla.
Oh, I might have put the word for calf instead.
Ah, you did.
Okay. Good catch.
Yes, yeah, that's a good catch. I didn't think about that one. Nice, Megan. Brenda. Espinillas, tibia,
Okay.
muslos, quadriceps.
Okay. That's good to know. Thank you, love.
Anything else? All right, Jackie.
All right, so mine is a standing sequence. Y vamos a empezar al inicio del
el pelvis.
La pelvis.
La pelvis. Inhalamos. Nos arqueamos la espalda.
But you were rounding already?
Wait. Inhalamos. Arching. Arqueamos.
Arqueamos.
Arqueamos la espalda. Apretamos los omoplatos juntos.
I would say better acercamos, so we bring it together. More than squeezing. Because apretar is squeeze.
Okay.
You say squeeze your, I don't know, I don't say that, but it's up to you.
Acercamos.
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 Acercamos los omoplatos juntos.
Then if you want to use juntos, then juntamos los omoplatos.
Okay. Juntamos los omoplatos.
And then juntos at the end, no.
No at the end.
No, just at the beginning. Juntamos
los omoplatos. Los isquiones al cielo. Corona de tu cabeza al cielo.
Coronilla.
Coronilla.
And then no de tu cabeza. Just coronilla al cielo.
Coronilla al cielo. Abrimos el pecho.
Cool. My suggestion is that you don't say everything at once. You can say like 3 cues because you're repeating it. So you can say like, abrimos el pecho, miramos arriba, and then when you come back to open your chest, you say the other. Yeah, because there's so many.
Yeah.
You don't do that in English.
You don't have enough time to describe every little thing during one breath.
Exactly. And then if you continue doing like cat, cow, then you use it the whole
different cue for each one. Okay.
Exactly. But all of them are perfect. Nice.
Gracias.
De nada. Okay, let's continue the circle again. So let's start with Helen again. Next posture or sequence that you have.
Yeah, I've kept it just one posture at a time because
that's perfect.
And we just did El Gato al Vaco, so we'll move on.
How did you find your sequence with El Gato y la Vaca?
Pardon me? I didn't do, my instructions are somewhat different, but that's okay.
You want to do it right now? That one, maybe?
I could do that one if you, sure, because I focus on somewhat different things, possibly.
Maybe Casey can be inspired by you.
Or vice versa.
Oh, vice versa, yes.
Yeah. Okay, vamos sobre 4 puntos de apoyo. Exhalamos. Bajamos las cabeza, cabeza y redondeamos la espalda al cielo. Miramos al a las rodillas. Inhalamos. Elevamos los cabezas.
La cabeza.
Oh, there we go again with the la cabeza. Sorry, I got to correct it all the way through. Elevamos la cabeza y arcamos la columna. Miramos al tierra o a la rodilla.
Las rodillas.
Las rodillas.
And then miramos, the pronunciation. Miramos.
No, so the R is light. Miramos. Kind of slip over. Miramos al tierra o las rodillas. And then repetamos.
Repetimos.
Repetimos. Repetimos. Yes. So you see, I just talk about different things, even though I'm hoping that through the sequences, yes, we're moving our chest up through our arms and so on. But anyway, that's interesting here. Yeah.
So one thing at the beginning that it can help everyone, we can say nos encontramos en.
Nos, could you write that, please?
Yes, I already did it. It's in the chat.
Nos encontramos en. Nos encontramos en. Sorry, can you explain what that means?
Yes, of course. That means we found ourselves in down dog, in tabletop.
Nice. Okay.
Then because you started by saying vamos a 4 puntos de apoyo. And that's okay, you can say it. But also this is another way to say, for example, we're in a seated position, and then you say nos encontramos en mesa neutral. So if we're in the seated position, we'll go to tabletop position. So it's like a transition that you can use to start to come to a posture.
Mesa neutral is tabletop?
Yes. I don't know how you guys learn it, but that's the way that I call it. But it's okay.
Can you repeat how you said? So you said nos encontramos as to meet in, but then we're going to?
Nos encontramos en tabla. So you go to plank. Nos encontramos en Tadasana. Then we stand up.
Okay.
Just like a transition, and a good way to start a posture.
Okay.
Nice, good. So continue with the same sequence that we have. So Sarah May, or Helen, you're done with that, or you want to continue?
I just did the one thing. I'm not at the point where I'm doing the whole.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
One pose at a time for me right now.
Just want to be sure that you finish, and then.
Yeah.
continue with Sarah May.
Yep.
Okay, so nos encontramos en Lanza, ¿sí? Inhalamos aquí y abrimos los brazos y las carreras hacia Virabhadrasana 2 o Guerrero 2. Okay.
You have to say lower the heel eventually.
Okay, y colocamos el talón detrás.
En el suelo.
En el suelo, okay. Okay, relajamos los hombros. Relajamos.
Because regalamos is gift.
Oh yeah, relajamos. Okay, I just pronounced it wrong. Relajamos los hombros y extendamos los brazos hacia adelante y hacia atrás.
Just extendemos.
Extendemos. Okay. Mantemos la cadera derecha y el muslo derecho ahí fuerte. Y inhalamos y subimos el brazo derecho. Hacia, oh, this was a question. Okay, reverse warrior. How do you say?
Same.
Yes.
I say in the you can say either reversamos. That's not a word, but we say it.
Reversamos.
I know. I say exaltamos.
Guerrero. Exaltamos el guerrero. Okay.
But you know the answer.
Okay. Exaltamos.
Exaltamos.
Guerrero.
Yeah, when you exalt, it's like when you make it more visible. I don't know, more.
Yeah, we say in English like exalted.
When you have I don't know how to say that in English. You're reading a book and you highlight some things. That's exaltar.
Okay.
Okay, alargamos la costada derecha.
El costado derecho.
El costado derecho. Inhalamos aquí y exhalamos y bajamos el brazo derecho hacia la tierra. Y otra vez la palabra para Utthita Parsvakonasana. Like, how would you say? What do you say for extended side angle?
I say Parsvakonasana.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I use Sanskrit a lot. I think it's like ángulo lateral. Like
okay.
Side angle is ángulo lateral.
I feel like it's almost easier to say the Sanskrit because there's
Yeah.
so many different options of what we can say, and depending on where you're teaching, like you said before, the way they say the pose will completely change.
Yeah, yeah.
And Sanskrit, I know that Sanskrit, not everyone knows it, but with time, your students will, okay, Uttanasana is this.
Yeah.
You know? And then...
Yeah, that's how I think I suspect many of us, that's how I learned the Sanskrit names. I was always taught using the Sanskrit name and not an English name. And that was always how I associated it. So I think it might be useful for Spanish as well as somewhat universal.
Yeah.
The first time they might not know, but then they get to know the words the more you practice them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when you say Guerrera exaltamos, Guerrera uno, Guerrera dos, you always put Guerrera first, right?
Guerrero.
Guerrero. Yes. Guerrero, not guerrera.
Masculine.
Well, that's another topic.
Yeah, I like to say guerrera because, like, I'm doing it anyway, so I'm the warrior, I'm the woman.
Yeah,
I'm you,
the thing in Spanish. So
sometimes use it when I'm talking to my students, like I put it both, like guerrero y guerrera. Because then the guy will feel like, oh my God, this is for girls.
Right,
not for
right,
guys.
right.
Andrea, I think she also used it that way. Like, entramos en la postura del niño, la niña, but then you have to say it 2 times.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in Spanish, the plural is also, it's the masculine.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes to simplify, it's the masculine. If you say the other, it's not inclusive.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I understand that.
Right, right. Well, my classes tend to be mostly mujeres, so in that case, I just go with
in that case, like right now, I can say guerreras.
Right.
Casey, you have a question?
So just to be clear, so it's always guerrero or guerrera with your describing whether it's humble or exalted or 1 or 2.
Yeah, because that's the name of the posture. For example, Utthita Parsvakonasana, this is not guerrero because this is not, but this is a guerrero. This is a variation of a guerrero. So it's guerrero. Warrior 3. Same in English. You just have to find the way of how to communicate the warrior that you want to say.
So for reverse warrior, you said it, or we say it first as well. So exaltamos el guerrero.
Yeah, normally we say it like this. We're here, warrior 2, inhalamos, exaltamos el guerrero, and then you can say alargamos, viramos, whatever. Okay. And then exhale, lower your elbow.
Okay.
Bueno.
Okay, Sarah May, did we finish? No?
Yeah, somebody else can go.
Okay, I think Veronica, you're next.
I kind of went through my whole thing, actually. I just kept going. Sorry for that, guys. It was super long.
But the general questions, or maybe some things that you have in mind?
No, I think he answered pretty much my questions that I had. Like for this specific one, I didn't have any other highlights. Everything's been checked off. So. Okay.
Nice. And Casey left, so maybe she's coming back. Maybe she went to the bathroom. I don't know.
If there's time, I'll try one more. But if there isn't time, then I'm sneaking in extra in.
So if you want to go, Helen, you can, because then we come back.
Las piernas. Yeah, so you can say extending both arms, extending your legs forward, extiende las piernas hacia adelante, because if you don't say that forward, claro, maybe your students practice some split in Dandasana, no? So you can say legs together, both legs standing forward, piernas siempre juntas, because Dandasana is both legs together. So you can say piernas juntas.
Okay. Piernas juntos. No. Extendemos las piernas hacia adelante. Inhalamos y subimos los brazos. Exhalamos y nos doblamos. So that's coming into like a full forward fold.
Yes.
Y release y soltamos. Juntamos las plantas de los pies, colocamos las manos sobre los pies, levantamos el pecho. So that's coming into.
So this is Baddha Konasana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you don't forget, inhale, lift your chest. Inhalamos, elevamos el pecho. Because in Baddha Konasana, you need to create this space between your ribs and your hip crease. So inhale, lift your chest. Inhalamos, elevamos el pecho.
Inhalamos y levantamos el pecho. Y soltamos la postura y extendemos las piernas, abrimos las piernas, andamos las manos hacia adelante, despacio soltamos la postura, andamos las manos hacia atrás.
Llevamos las manos hacia atrás.
Llevamos.
Llevamos las manos. I think this is a Upadishta Konasana, some split.
The wide
no?
leg, yeah. And
Yes.
hands forward.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so don't forget, always talk to your student that never in this asana, in Baddha Konasana, in Upadishta, don't force the lower back, ¿no? Entonces, so relajamos la espalda baja, ¿no? No forzamos la espalda baja, because this is a very hard asana for some people that they don't, they have the hamstring very tight.
So relax the back. Relajamos la espalda.
Relajamos la espalda.
Y yeah. So despacio soltamos la postura, llevamos las manos hacia atrás y continuamos, juntamos las piernas, flexionamos las rodillas, flexionamos las rodillas, llevamos los pies y extendemos los brazos hacia adelante en Navasana.
In both pose.
Y
so in both pose in Navasana is lift your legs, cool. Elevamos las piernas, bend your knees, flexionamos las rodillas, and lift your feet. Elevamos los pies.
Llevamos los pies.
Elevamos los pies, feet together, pies juntos, ¿no? And then
elevamos, sí. Feet together, los pies juntos. And also it's important to lift the chest, so it'd be like
and lift your chest, y elevamos el pecho, elevamos el pecho. So you can say, extendemos la columna.
Sí.
O alargamos la columna in both poses. It's a very good instruction here too.
Yeah, because otherwise people.
Yes, because if you don't say this instruction, your students must be easy, and your chest is very close, and you need to say, as lift your chest, elevamos el pecho, ¿no? Alargamos la columna.
Okay, and yeah, that was my 8 postures.
Cool, Sam. Very nice, very nice. Thanks, girls. So you have any other question or doubts in this first part of the class?
I have a question. I wrote in like respiramos, like reminders to breathe when in postures. Andrew, you can tell me if I'm jumping ahead. What are some good adverbs that you can use that are like deeply, fully, completely? So you can say like respiramos deeply. Like what are some good words to use with reminders to breathe?
So if you look on your handout, you'll see a page that's called pranayama. I think it's one of the last pages there. And it has lots of technical vocabulary for breathing. We will be looking a little bit more at that on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Cool.
Wednesday. I don't remember. One of these days we'll be having a look.
Awesome.
I don't know if Jamie, you have anything that you'd like to add?
For the girls, well, the girls are amazing in this first parts of the sessions. So probably you know that this teaching in Spanish is only practice. So if you practice at least 5 minutes, or maybe 10, or maybe 15 minutes, you improve your Spanish. So try to concentrate in this important phrase, and always connect every movement in your yoga class with your inhalation and exhalation, because it's very important. If you don't remind your students, inhale, exhale, for your student, it's like a functional exercise, and this is calisthenics, and you don't need, this is a yoga class, and you need to always talk to your students, remind to your students, okay, guys, so inhale, exhale. So every movement in your sequence, if it's a sequence of 40 minutes or a sequence of 5 minutes, you always need to talk to your student, okay, so inhale and then exhale. So I see this material in the group, because Andrew told that we have, yes, nos doblamos, we have these instructions of deep inhalation and exhalation in this slide that Andrew sent us yesterday. Good, Tori, thank you. Any kind, Phoenix? You have any kind of consult or doubt for these first sessions together?
No, I appreciate us being able to do it slower to really drive in the vocabulary, especially getting in those E and R and some of the verbs, and then also hearing my classmates, go between the nosotros and the other commands just inspire me to try, because I'm seeing them do it and just give it their best try. So it inspires me to feel confident too.
Yes. Thanks, Phoenix. Cool. So Sam, Brittany, are you fine from this session? You have any kind of consult? So I always recommend that if you try to improve your Spanish or any kind of language, read a lot, because you embrace the verb and some common phrase. If you read some books in Spanish, and for example, some posts in the social media in Spanish is good too, because you need to improve in the class. Some phrase is not it's not usual that you find in the yoga books and this class in Spanish too.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Thanks,
that
girl.
was amazing. I feel, that was great.
Oh, thank you, girl. You're so sweet. So improve a lot and send your love and a great hug.
I think we should all start dancing
Why
while
not?
everyone else comes back, just so that it's really funny that like our group is just dancing, like doing things, and then everyone else will be like, "What's happening?" We're having a virtual dance party.
Yes. Cool. So, okay.
Hi.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. All right, awesome. So how did it go for everyone?
Awesome. That was super helpful.
Excellent. So now we're going to take the final half hour of class to teach. So I'm going to mix up the groups one more time. And if everybody, it depends kind of on how long your sequence is, and but I think everybody should have the chance to teach at least once the sequence that they've made. And then to get a little bit of feedback from one of our teachers as well. So I'm going to divide you into 3 new rooms with new people. Yeah, and we'll get teaching, and then we'll close the class all together as a group. So let me recreate all of the rooms, and then I will move you all about. 2, 3, 2. Okay.
Let's go to the teaching
You're right.
section. Right?
you.
Let me find this. Maybe you cannot see very well. I think Sarah is not here anymore. Andrew, does Sarah? It's not. Oh, Sarah and Sam. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you.
So if somebody would like to volunteer to go first, and then yeah, let's get the
I
practice.
just need to restart my laptop quickly, by the way.
Okay.
Sorry if that's super loud.
Yeah, just teach what you have, and we will work together. So who wants to start? Volunteer.
Sure, I'll go.
Veronica was there and
Bueno, welcome. So we're going to be doing a seated Surya Namaskar. Bueno, comenzamos. Is everybody ready? Yeah, I can't see everyone, so bueno, okay. Comenzamos en la posición del niño.
I think.
Bueno.
Here I am. I can't hear you.
Exhalamos y apoyamos la planta de los pies. Levantamos las caderas hacia arriba y atrás en el pero boca abajo. Tomamos 3 respiraciones aquí. Estiramos los dedos y empujamos las manos contra el suelo. Rejalamos los hombros y miramos hacia el ombligo. Rotamos los muslos hacia adentro. Con tu próxima exhalación, regresamos a la posición del niño. Reposamos y tomamos 2 respiraciones aquí. Muy bien. Repetimos la secuencia nuevamente.
Good. Nice. Just like it was your pronunciation, it's good. And well, we already got into the sequence. Maybe just remembering the masculine and feminine sometimes.
Okay.
Like el tobillo.
El tobillo.
I think you have it right, but maybe you, while you were reading, you know, you say it different. And relajamos.
Okay, yeah, so it's not al tobillo, it's el tobillo.
Tobillo is masculine.
Because with each breath, I only have enough time to get one cue out. So it's like trying to go back and forth. But what was the other one you didn't understand?
Plegamos? Was that? Read that to me again.
I was trying to say tuck your pelvis.
Okay.
And I don't know if, like, you tell me, is plegamos useful? What would you say for maybe tucking?
Meter, yeah, you can say metemos el coxis, metemos la cadera, metemos la cadera. Yeah, I didn't understand what you wanted to say with plegamos.
I like to talk about kind of that like pelvic sacral, you know, the tilt. I could say tilt maybe instead of tuck. Tilt your pelvis. I can say pelvis though instead of hips, right?
You can say caderas. You can say la pelvis.
La pelvis.
Or you could say rotamos la cola, ¿no? Hacia abajo. O metemos la cola por debajo.
Oh.
Yeah, the thing is cola in Spanish, you're like, cola is like tail, like una cola de perro, like Luna has a cola.
I was talking about both.
Lana, when she used to teach, she always used to use the word metemos cola.
Yeah. Here we say, like, in Colombia, we'll say like metemos la cadera, metemos la pelvis, metemos las nalgas. Well, las nalgas is a bit more like, whoa, like what? Your butt, your tushy. Okay, Casey, I think, where do you live?
California.
Ah, California, okay. Caderas, pelvis, just keep it neutral, right? Metemos. Any other question regarding that?
No, I'll just practice it.
The scientific name for the movement, basculación de la pelvis, right? Is the movement of the pelvis and the rotation, right? The basculation of the pelvis, basculación.
Basculation.
Bascula la pelvis. People are going to be like, huh? What do you want me to do with my pelvis? Right?
Basculation, spelling with a V. What is that? What does that mean?
La basculación is the movement, the tilting of the pelvis.
Yeah, so that would mean tilt. Okay.
Yeah.
So both legs in the back.
Okay. Damos un paso hacia atrás con dos pies.
So you can say step back, ¿no? Llevamos las piernas atrás. I think this is plank. Palakasana.
Yeah.
Plank. Okay, so from here you can say, because you say here, ¿no? Llevamos ambas piernas atrás, so moving both legs in the back. Llevamos, or from here you can say, continuamos en plancha. Continue in plank. So, and you put the name of the posture here. Continue in plank, continuamos en plancha.
Plancha. Okay. Okay.
So I'm in plank.
Okay. So, exhalamos, colocamos las manos en la tierra y levamos las piernas atrás. Continuamos en plancha. Alineamos los hombros con las muñecas y bajamos al suelo, piernas activadas. Inhalamos y subimos el pecho en la cobra.
Okay.
Miramos al inicio del mat. Apretamos los omóplatos juntos y alargamos el cuello.
Cool.
Exhalamos y vamos a 4 puntos de apoyo y levantamos las caderas hacia arriba y atrás. A downward facing dog, sí. Y presionamos las manos en la tierra y relajamos los talones.
Hi there, Sam. Sorry about the difficulty with...
Hi, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Let me see if I can add you to a breakout room now. Has it invited you to join the breakout room?
Yeah, I got into the breakout room, but then my laptop like had an error and shut down.
Oh, right. Yeah, no problem. So do you see an invitation to join one of the rooms?
No.
Let's see. It's because it always seems to cause a little bit of difficulty. I'm not sure because it shows me that you've been invited to join room number 1.
Yeah, maybe because I was already invited.
Maybe.
And I accepted it, so I won't show up again.
I'm not really sure, to be honest. Oh well. Why don't you just lead me through your sequence now?
Okay, wait 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Empezamos a sentarnos con las piernas cruzadas. Rotamos los hombros hacia arriba y atrás. Alargamos la columna. Continuamos a la postura de la mesa. Y aquí miramos hacia arriba, inhalamos y arqueamos la espalda. Y llevamos el coxis.
¿A dónde? In which direction am I?
Hacia arriba.
All right.
Hacia arriba. Y continuamos y exhalamos, miramos hacia el oblicuo, redondeamos la espalda y enderezamos la columna, exhalamos. Exhalamos. I need to remember to always put the breath before the posture.
Right. So for me, there was a couple of commands that kind of conflicted with one another there.
Okay.
So if you told me to redondear my espalda, I'm going to look like this.
Yeah.
And you said enderezamos la espalda. So
yeah,
that's
which is straight.
Neutral position. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I were you, I would see how I can create a bit more of a flow here, right? So if you have multiple instructions, why don't you give them on consecutive versions of the posture? So I'll give you an example. Inhalamos, miramos hacia arriba en la vaca. Exhalamos, redondeamos la espalda en gato. Inhalamos, arqueamos la columna. Exhalamos, miramos hacia el ombligo. Inhalamos. So do you see I'm creating a sense of flow for myself?
Yeah. So it's flowing.
Because otherwise they're just going to say kind of, it moves very, very slowly otherwise.
Yeah. Hopefully in time with the confidence in my instructions, I'll be able to pick up the pace, especially in cat-cow, because you need that breath with the movement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cue, like, nos movemos con la respiración.
Nos
movemos.
We move with the breath, yeah.
We move ourselves with the breath, con la respiración.
Okay, let me write that down.
O movemos el cuerpo, o movemos la columna con la respiración.
Move with the breath. Okay. Nos movamos con la respiración.
Yeah, and it's movemos.
Movemos.
Because the verb is mover.
Movemos. Okay, so now enderezamos la columna.
And you could even say enderezamos la columna en la mesa neutral.
En la mesa neutral, sí.
La mesa neutral, so like in a neutral tabletop, yeah?
En la mesa neutral.
Good, yeah.
Can you say it like and here? Y aquí cruzamos. Okay. Y aquí cruzamos nuestros tobillos detrás de nosotros.
So you don't need to say detrás de nosotros, you can just say detrás.
Detrás. Y cruzamos los tobillos detrás.
Okay.
Y nos sentamos y extendemos las piernas.
So for me, if I'm crossing my heels and then I'm sitting back onto them, it's pretty uncomfortable. So
Yeah,
if I were you, I would just say bajamos la cadera al suelo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drop
So
the hips to the floor. Mm-hmm.
Y extendemos las piernas.
Sí. Y extendemos las piernas
Okay.
hacia adelante.
Okay.
Colocamos la planta de leche del pie en la entrepierna izquierda.
Okay.
Inhalamos y subimos los brazos.
¿Los abrazos o los brazos?
Los abrazos.
Un abrazo is a hug, right?
Oh wait, oh my god, yeah, that's right. Los brazos.
Los brazos, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Los brazos. Extendemos los brazos hasta arriba.
But you want to raise my arms. So it's really
Okay, so that's enough.
To extend the arms above. You say one or the other.
Okay, inhalamos y subimos los brazos.
Perfect.
Exhalamos y nos doblamos.
Okay.
Y nos doblamos. Y respiramos aquí. Y
And if you want to be a bit more technical, you could say something like extendemos el pecho hacia adelante, or nos inclinamos hacia adelante, like lean forwards,
okay.
y colocamos las manos o en la espinilla, so place the hands either on the shin or el tobillo or en el pie.
So it's like extendemos hacia adelante.
You need an object, so extendemos el pecho
El
hacia
pecho.
adelante.
Hacia adelante. Oh, the next one was tilt, did you say? Tilt or
Yeah,
tilt?
I said nos inclinamos.
Inclinamos. I didn't know you could use tilt in that way. Inclinamos, like that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it means to lean. Nos inclinamos hacia
Okay.
adelante. Yeah.
Lean. Okay, great. Y soltamos la postura.
Okay.
Y,
You could also say salimos de la postura.
okay. And we leave.
Releasing a pose, because here you're kind of already released in the pose, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
To me, it makes more sense to say salimos de la postura, to come out of the pose.
Salimos de la postura.
Mm-hmm.
Salimos de la postura y continuamos a la izquierda.
Okay, continuamos. You've used that verb quite a lot now. So let's change
cambiamos
it.
a la izquierda.
Sí, cambiamos de lado. Yeah? Change side. Cambiamos de lado.
Cambiamos de lado. Cambiamos de lado.
Okay.
So, and then I would go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on that side. And then from there, extendemos las piernas hacia adelante.
Mm-hmm.
Inhalamos y subimos los brazos, los brazos y exhalamos y nos doblamos.
Okay. Yeah.
Sí, y extendemos el pecho hacia adelante.
Ajá.
Y salimos la postura.
Salimos de la postura.
De la postura.
Okay.
De la postura. Y juntamos las plantas de los pies. Colocamos las manos sobre los pies.
Yeah, and I would even say juntamos las plantas de los pies en mariposa.
En mariposa.
Yeah.
En mariposa. Levantamos el pecho, inhalamos y levantamos el pecho. Soltamos la postura y extendemos las piernas.
So, yeah.
No,
so we
salimos.
Hands on the feet. For me, generally there's a command that's missing there.
Release the hands.
Something like, yeah, again, you might want to say, nos inclinamos hacia adelante, like lean forwards, or traemos el pecho hacia adelante, yeah, to bring the chest forwards.
Traemos.
And then you can talk about releasing the posture. Does that make sense?
Traemos el pecho hacia adelante.
Mm-hmm.
Y soltamos las manos.
Y soltamos las manos, okay.
And then abrimos las piernas. Abrimos las piernas.
Okay.
Andamos las manos hacia adelante.
Okay, one moment. So am I doing this right now? Wide-legged forward fold.
Yeah, opening the legs wide.
Okay, so abrimos las piernas, o abrimos mucho las piernas, like open a lot, the legs. Y caminamos con las manos.
Y caminamos.
Con las manos hacia adelante.
Sí, hacia. Y caminamos las manos hacia adelante. Y respiramos. Despacio. Salimos la postura.
Salimos
de la postura.
Yeah.
Y llevamos las manos hacia atrás.
Okay.
Can you say that? And carry the hands back. Y finalmente juntamos las piernas. Flexionamos las rodillas. Extendamos la columna.
Extendemos la columna.
Extendemos la columna y elevamos los pies. Extendemos los brazos hacia adelante. en Navasana, both pose. Inhala, exhala y relajamos.
Relajamos.
Totalmente. Okay. What? Sorry.
¿Qué voy a relajar? What am I relaxing?
Todo el cuerpo.
Ah.
Todo el cuerpo. Sí, sí, al suelo.
Al suelo. Perfect. Well
Yeah,
done.
it's like when I wrote it, I didn't think of how to transition at all. So it's been good this class because I've learned the vocabulary to go from one posture to the next. Yeah, and I don't know why I wrote hug instead of arms on all of my cues.
That's okay. I mean, it's an error that people would probably figure out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and is it when you say raise, we raise? Is it elevamos or levamos?
Elevamos or subimos or levantamos.
Oh, I'm getting elevamos and them two mixed up. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Elevamos or levantamos. Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, let me see if I can stop the other rooms and yeah, we'll close class together.
Great, thank you.
So how did you find teaching today?
Good. Yeah. I feel like I'm learning a lot just in the 4 sessions that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my confidence is growing with the Spanish. Yeah, I think I want to start start to introduce the different forms as well, like the command form eventually. So yeah, it's going well. Thanks.
Awesome. Okay. I think we're still missing 1 or 2 people. Oh, there's Kelly.
Luna. Oh, sweet.
Beautiful. Okay. So thank you so much, everyone, for practicing today. How did you find teaching this morning? Who would like to share their experience?
I'll go. I mean, I was reading off a piece of paper, so I feel like, if I have my piece of paper, it'll go really well. Would I be able to remember all that without the paper and do it? Heck no, not at this moment for sure. So I kind of feel like, I'm cheating a bit, but it was nice to practice it and speak all the little things that I wrote and all the nice little cues that everyone gave me and tweaked it here and there. And I feel like I'm starting to remember a lot of the verbs that I learned yesterday already. Before I get to my next sentence, I'm like, oh, I know what verb that I need to use. So I'm really enjoying that. It was a really great experience today. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Veronica.
I felt, Andrew, also, this is Brenda, I felt that it was really nice to go through it a second time after we'd gotten some advice from the teachers. I think that was really nice to try it out with another teacher to see if the other teacher sort of could understand a little bit better what we were doing.
Thank you, Brenda.
I liked watching people follow my instructions because I realized that although they might be good instructions, good cues for each posture, rather than just barfing out cues, they kind of need to be in a certain order, right? And so when I was sort of thinking about this last night and putting it together, I was more just thinking about, okay, what are my cues for Utkatasana or something like that? But then reminded just watching people do it, you're watching them do it. It's like, okay, no, I probably should have said this first. It would have made more sense, and taking them through it in a more of an orderly fashion. So just watching people follow your cues. You're like, no, not that. No, do something different. It's not what I meant. So it's helpful. I'm not saying this right, but it's very helpful to watch people follow your cues.
Thank you.
I'll go. I really enjoy just being able to practice my Spanish and give myself that permission to screw up and to be told it's las manos, it's this, it's that, and give myself that permission to get outside of my head. I've been trying to learn Spanish for years, and I have a friend from Puerto Rico who spoke Spanish first and then spoke English, and he put it all in perspective when he said, I screwed up too when I was learning English, and people corrected me. And he's like, people aren't as mean or as rude about it as you think. They understand and they're appreciative that you're trying. So that was really great, just to practice and give myself that space to fail, but not really.
Great, thank you. And do any of our teachers, Andrea, Jamie, or Kelly, have anything that they would like to add at the end of today's session?
Thank you, everyone. It was super fun to do something different. I've been a month in my house. I don't know how long have you been in quarantine, but doing something different and fun, I really, really enjoy it. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you.
My comprehension is just getting better, and I really appreciate the native, Spanish speakers listening to their accents, because I can repeat something or read it, but it's good to have someone that can actually pronounce the rolling R's.
Yeah. And I guess I'd like to add just that, we all know that the best way to learn a language is to immerse yourself in that place, and we don't have that option. So this is kind of the best alternative that we have. So I really appreciate it for that reason. It feels like I'm in a sort of a yoga Spanish world for a couple of hours a day. It's great.
Thank you, Helen.
I'll say something because I have to go. I have a call now. But it was very nice to meet you all. Thank you so much for your being open to and flexible, right? Open to a new way of learning, a new way of interacting, flexibility that allows us to move like palm trees under special circumstances. So I want to thank you for just being present, because this is not easy. I've taken courses online as well, and oh my God, it's within a challenge. But thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next week. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm here for you. And I'm gonna sign off.
Thanks.
Ciao.
Thanks, Andrea. So thank you so much for the beautiful girls that we have in this amazing group of Spanish course. Thank you so much for the flexibility too that Andrea mentioned. We have a very beautiful group, Andrea and Kelly. So I see you the next week. So try to improve your Spanish, reading a lot in Spanish, because it's necessary for working the mind with this sound and the verb always in this class. Thank you so much, girls.
Muchísimas gracias, Jamie. So for our Andrea very kindly recorded a yoga sequence which is now on YouTube. I've created a couple of worksheets to go with the sequence. So I'm going to share the link to the video, and I'm going to share with the worksheets with you tonight, okay? So please do take time over the weekend to go through them. The first part of the sequence that Andrea has guided is a meditation. So I'm not going to give you the worksheet for that until next week when we've had a look at the language, yeah? It's followed by a seated warm-up and a standing flow. And I definitely like you to do the worksheets for those. And I may pass you a worksheet for the body scan meditation that comes at the end as well. But the important thing is that you take a look at the worksheet, both for the seated warm-up and for the standing flow. And we'll share our ideas on Monday. So thank you ever so much for all of your hard work. Keep practicing. Find anyone who's in your house to practice with. It doesn't matter if they know or not, just so that you can get used to guiding the sequence in Spanish. Have a really lovely weekend, and I'll see you all soon.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Hi, girls.
Namaste.
Andrew, what's the homework assignment?
I will share it with you on the email this afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we don't have class tomorrow.
No, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, there are no classes. It's next Monday is the next class.
Okay.
All right. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.